Sorry, I thought for a second that guy over there was going to pull in. I'm like, there isn't a space next to me, you dingus. Ugh. But good morning. It's Friday. I wish I could be excited, but all our Fridays, well, they're only allowed to schedule us two at a time. So it's 2 on, 1 off for Saturdays. And sadly, that's their plan from now on. We don't want to put another shift on. We're just going to work you guys 2 Saturdays on, 1 off through the summer. What a bunch of dinks. But oh well, that's their thing. Okay. I'm looking more and more at the photo that the photos they had up for the mystery guest, and they are wearing what appear to be the same clothes, Bonnie Langford and this mystery guest. Now there has been talks of a character appearing in prosthetics throughout the series, and could it be Bonnie Langford? That's a good question. But at the same time, we got Georgia Tennant in Wales at this time. She just put out a thing. Now, she could be playing with us because she said her agent just told her she's not allowed to speak about the role she's currently involved in. So don't get your hopes up yet. But at the same time, they've played tricks like this before. It could be they have two different actresses wearing the same clothing. It's not that difficult to arrange. Or two different people. So, that's the thing about RTD. He can be a bit of a trickster. Because the thing with Bonnie Langford got out, I think, sooner than they anticipated. And they should have known better. Could be, yeah, because, come on, they're married, for crying out loud. Okay, on a sadder front, before we go too much further on, they've found pieces and parts of the Titan submarine. The one that had no business being in the water, let alone being 2.5 miles down. Because everything I've seen about this submarine spelled disaster. It took scientists years to develop submarines like Alvin, and it's going to hit me in a half hour the name of the Russian subs that were used for the later Titanic expeditions. There was the Nautilus expeditions from that were French, and crap, I should know the name of those subs they used in the Cameron things for that the Soviets built. It's going to hit me in like 15 minutes when it don't matter. I know it. It's not such a, easy place that everybody, you don't just get in the water, you drop for two or 3 hours, and then it takes you, I can't remember how long to surface again. A lot of people don't realize one of the reasons why why the Titanic wreck is so dangerous and why it's been deteriorating at a steady pace, along with the fact that you've had idiots landing submarines on a structure that's been underwater for over 100 years. But is because the currents down there can be massively huge. Okay? So not only do you have all that pressure from being deep down, you've got currents that you don't really see when they're doing those specials and all that, because you have things that control the position of their sub. And the latest speculation is that sadly, it probably imploded. Alright, now Mark asks, is it better that it doesn't explode, it implodes. Literally like crushing a beer can in your hand if I haven't drank in years. But it would have been over in milliseconds, literally, an implosion. This is a case where Well, I think they did land on the structure a couple times because that used to be the popular way of getting down the grand staircase. Was you land on the deck and then you send the remote robots down. Um, and you can see the spots on the Titanic where they've been landing subs on it. When you look at the close-in shots, it's pretty obvious. But in an implosion, you're literally in heaven 30 seconds where you knew you were dead. It takes literally milliseconds. It's not a slow process. It's like instantaneous. Like I said, not even a fraction of a second. And I know it is terrible that it happened. And the sad part is it was unavoidable. It was unnecessary. They did not have the proper equipment to be doing this. Come on, if you have to be bolted into your submarine and you can't even bother with a hatch, you know there's trouble going on there. If you have a submarine that's being controlled by a game controller, right there, that's a red flag. Plus, in a previous attempt to go down to the wreck, this particular submarine, I can't remember if it was the same pilot or not, but they wound up trapped underneath the propeller at the stern section. And folks, I'm sorry, but if you heard that, because there's a good chance, you got to remember, this propeller is still quite a few pounds of solid steel, and they are trapped underneath it. Yeah, but like I said, that's a properly built thing. This was done by a side company, by some rich trouser stain, and it's like they don't realize just how much engineering goes into those things. Heck, like I said, I hate to sound morbid and all that, but I'm kind of glad it went down the way it did, because being dead instantaneously is a lot better than like 2 or 3 days of slowly suffocating as the oxygen runs out. And like I said, it is tragic. And I really wish they quit putting these guys on there going, there's now 5 more victims of the Titanic tragedy. No, there's not. The sinking of the Titanic was a tragedy in itself, and there was a series of unfortunate events that led to over 1,500 deaths. These people knew what they were getting into. It's 111 years later after the ship went down. So don't even add them to the total of the victims of the Titanic. And it really upset me when that idiot said that, because I'm like, no. The Titanic didn't kill these people. The bad design of a submarine, a submersible that shouldn't have been in the damn water, especially after, controlled by a game controller, should not have been there. It was amateur diving at best, and they were lucky they got away with it so many times they did. And like I said, it's tragic that lives were lost, but it was totally avoidable. We have remote submarines that can go all over that wreck now. Yeah, Mark, I'm sorry. Getting back to a lighter note, it just upsets me that this happened, because it was totally avoidable. Yeah, Janet Fielding mentioned something about being at a con in Chicago at Thanksgiving, and given the fact that they've got Peter Davison going, like I said, I'm not the least bit surprised, and I'm really hoping Sarah Sutton goes too, or even Matthew Waterhouse. That would be a great group photo to get. So sadly, yeah, they've already been declared dead by the Coast Guard and whatnot. But back on to the doctor. Like I said, don't be like I said, I'm really looking forward, to Chicago TARDIS here, because I've never met Janet Fielding in person. Like I said, I'd really love to meet. If hopefully they've got the whole fifth Doctor TARDIS crew going. That would be a great photo op. Like I said, because I've never met Sarah Sutton, Matthew Waterhouse, or Janet Fielding. Peter Davison, I don't think I've ever actually. That's right. No, he canceled out the last time he was supposed to be there. So, that would be a great group photo to get. Well, as far as I know, Begin always showed up with a jacket and stuff like that for photo shoots, so that's not too surprising. Now the thing is, Chicago TARDIS is not as big as Galley 1. I would love to see them there, don't get me wrong, Shooty, RTD and all that, but I highly doubt they'll probably be, like I said, they'll probably be at Galley 1. Chicago TARDIS, like I said, I'm not sure if they have the budget to go that high. It would be nice if they showed up. Yeah, I liked Linda Hamilton, and she's been in a lot more than the Terminator franchise. She was in the original Children of the Corn movie. She was also in, Resident Alien, and she played a interesting character in that. And so she's more than just Sarah Connor. She's had different roles here and there. Plus, wasn't she in that TV series with Ron Perlman, Beauty and the Beast? The modern version, the remake, which they've done, recently, which made me laugh my ass off. The original one I never really watched either, but everybody talked, highly about it, the one with Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton. Well, they did another one recently where the Beast was just this handsome-looking dude with scars on his face. I'm like, yeah. Why don't we just take Jason Momoa and put a couple bad scabs on his head? Oh, look, he's the Beast. Well, he does. The actor they have right now doesn't look like Jason Momoa, but still, you get the point. Ugh. So sadly, yeah, the 5 people on the Titan have lost their lives, and like I said, I think it was foolhardy, it was foolish, and could have been avoided completely. Like, it's still tragic that it happened, but like I said, at least I can feel a little bit easier because, like I said, implosion's done in milliseconds. Literally, it's literally a fraction of a second. You have no idea what happened. Well, folks, take care of yourselves out there. I've got to get inside. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you on the flip side. Unless I hear otherwise, we're going to see you all tomorrow morning here in the parking lot again. So take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. If I can find the button. Hang on a second. It's up here somewhere. See, hang on. See,